another live, you guys. So you guys, I was wondering, by the way, I'm out running a quick errand. But I felt like I've never done a late live like this before. So how do you guys feel today? On a scale of 1 to 10. Me, I'm about an 8. That's usually my normal check-in. I've just been a little tired, but good for the most part, y'all. Y'all know how, sometimes if you go to bed a little late. But I actually just got back from the gym, so I think that kind of adds on to it as well. Like, how if you work out at the gym, especially in the evening time, it makes you gets you ready for bed. But it's funny, you guys. I was told that when it comes to the gym, they say it's best to work out before 7, just because it helps with, when it comes to sleep wise. So, but anywho, y'all have to let me know, what do y'all think about this topic? Do you guys agree with this, or do you disagree? What are you guys' thoughts? So y'all tell me. So when you go through narcissistic abuse, right? You guys know how difficult that can be. Everything that you endure with, right? So after you get free of the abuse, okay, so what do you do now? Probably got some work to do, and it's fine. Even if you are free of the narcissist, you still have work to do, because now that means you're not around the abuse, but you have to be careful to, not to get yourself back in another situation with another narcissist. The other thing is, of course, you have to create those boundaries, setting boundaries, and, taking care of yourself, of course. And at this point, kind of understanding your value, understanding your worth, and learning about healthy relationships, right? Me personally, you guys, look what it means to have a healthy friendship and a healthy relationship to a degree. You get me? Mainly friendships, I would say. And to me, I appreciated that because, having good people around you is rare, right? So I'm glad that I was able to see what a healthy friendship was like. Y'all check in, y'all. Name a car for an edit. Okay. Bernice, my name is Namar, and God bless you. God bless everybody, y'all. Let me know, what do you guys think about this topic? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Do you guys feel that you block healthy relationships? Do you feel like you block friendships? Let me know, especially after the abuse. Oh, and see, here's the thing, you guys. After the abuse, you don't trust people, right? Or even after like a betrayal or after a loss or disappointment, it's hard to trust again. I get it, right? So sometimes inherently you will block yourself from good relationships, right? I can be honest and admit that I did that years ago. I did. One thing you guys have to be mindful on this channel is transparency is key, honesty is key, and that's what I practice. Like, honesty is everything, because I'm just the type of person, like, I don't want anyone to lie to me, and vice versa. You wouldn't want anyone to lie to you, right? So that's why I always share with you guys, real life experiences, the things that I have gone through, so that way it can help someone else. You get what I'm saying? But the other aspect, when it comes to, after you are away from the abuse, you do have to be mindful that you're not abusing yourself. Because whether you know it or not, that's how you can do it, is by blocking healthy friendships, blocking healthy relationships, kind of just isolating yourself, just kind of blocking out, really like good things that could be good for you, but because maybe you experienced abuse, that's kind of, changed things. So I guess this is just more so kind of like an awareness for you guys that could be dealing with something like this, or maybe someone, because I know a lot of folks that watch me, not everybody has experienced narcissistic abuse. You know what I mean? Like some people come in here, they have never dealt with a narcissist. Maybe they felt like they dealt with a narcissist, but it really wasn't a narcissist. And maybe this is just information for you to take with you. Now, of course, I hope, hopefully there's not people doing this, but unfortunately, you do have some people that do stuff that will find out, what a narcissist does, and they will begin to do that. So hopefully, and I get that perspective, because some people can kind of just get to the point where they're just selfish, or they get tired of being disappointed, or they get tired of being let down, and they're just like, okay, F it, I'm gonna just be a narc at this point. You get what I'm saying? So just make sure that you're not doing that. Right. But yeah, guys, I just wanted for you all just to be mindful. And this could be parts in your healing process. I know, like, this was it for me. Y'all can tell me, and y'all let me know what's you guys' mental health check-in. How is everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? Does anyone have any plans for the 4th of July, y'all? Tell me. Any plans for the 4th of July? Tell me. Let me know what you guys are doing for the 4th. Do you guys celebrate the 4th? Is everybody in the U.S.? Is anybody out of the country, or is everybody in the United States? I'm in the U.S., by the way. Bernice, what are you doing for the 4th of July, if you don't mind me asking? What's up? What are you doing? Are you going to have a barbecue? Are you traveling? What you going to do, Bernice? And Bernice, have you dealt with a narcissist, if you don't mind sharing? And Matthew, you too. Anybody else that comes in the room, please feel free to share your experience. Fried fish for the family. Okay, fry that fish. Yes, I'm here for it. You're going to have fish, and like, what kind of sides are you going to have, if you don't mind sharing with the YouTube family? Y'all my family, y'all. Make sure you guys join my free Facebook support group called the Healing and the Recovery Room, because we're all here to heal. We're all here to recover and gather the information. Like I said, make sure you're not using it to try to become like a narcissist, because again, I know some people get fed up, they get rejected a lot, or they just get tired of life and they just get frustrated, and they're like, okay, now I'm gonna be a narc. Because a lot of times people do it for attention, so just make sure you're not doing that. But when you get the information, make sure that you take it with you, so that way when you do run into a narcissist, you can know how to navigate and you can know how to maneuver against a narcissist. And okay, so rice. Okay, so fried fish and rice sounds bomb. I know, like, when I eat fried fish, I like to have probably like fries and like coleslaw and like some bread or something like that. So that's kind of like what I usually like to eat when I have like fried fish. What kind of fish is it, if you don't mind me asking? Is a certain type of fish you're gonna be eating? I know a lot of people have like the fillet fish, and some people have tilapia and sole, and oh, you don't know? Okay. Yeah, I know some people for the 4th of July, they make like hot dogs and hamburgers, the American tradition, and things like that. So, or some people even have like fried chicken, like mac and cheese, the American soul food, Southern dishes. Sorry, you guys. Somebody in the background wanting attention. But yeah, y'all, so just be mindful. Like I said, y'all tell me, what do you guys think? Do you feel that you block do you feel like you block your blessings? Do you feel like you block the ability to start over in life, meaning as far as like friendships or relationships? Do you feel like after you've dealt with an experience, whether it was narcissistic abuse or any experience, it doesn't matter, like a betrayal or something, do you feel like you just cut yourself off? Do you feel like you're pessimistic? Do you kind of feel like you judge everybody, or you compare everybody to that previous experience, so you kind of just stop allowing yourself to have healthy friendships, healthy relationships? Because honestly, you guys, I did that. And I feel like it's kind of like a piggyback and a proxy from being around abuse for many years. Because you guys got to think about it. Like, I've been around narcissists since 2006. And since 2017 was when I was like fully no contact. I would say 2016 I went no contact, but then 2017 was when I started making videos, kind of sharing, what I went through dealing with the abuse. So, when you kind of been in that environment for many years, or you grew around a narcissist, you don't think twice. You kind of feel like, hey, that's normal. You don't think much of it. You might even think that narcissistic abuse is healthy for some folks, or you may come to accept it. You may feel like, hey, this is it, this is all I can be around. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes you might settle for less, settle for toxic friendships, toxic relationships, toxic family dynamics. You get what I'm saying? So I guess I'm just making this video to say, like, it's okay to have standards. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to have healthy friendships, healthy relationships. And I know sometimes you might push them away though, because I did that, you guys, years ago. I would push away good, like, friendships. I would push away, good, just associates. Like, you get what I'm saying? But it wasn't that I did that on purpose. It was because of the abuse. You get what I'm saying? And, over the years of doing the inner healing, I can look back and be like, wow, I see, like, that's interesting, Okay, good night, Bernice. And anybody else in the room, tell me, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Are you guys supporting somebody that's dealing with the abuse, right? Let me know, y'all. Are you guys supporting someone that has experienced narcissistic abuse? Tell me, you guys. Let me know. And if you are, one of the biggest things that I could say, if you're supporting someone that has experienced abuse, just be patient. Be patient. Try not to judge that person. And if you don't really have the patience and if you don't have the tolerance, then refer them to like a coach, a therapist, or a counselor. Be honest with them, but don't like make them feel bad for what they've gone through, because a lot of times if a person has experienced abuse, they're probably looking to you for validation. They could be looking to you for reassurance. They could also be looking to you for comfort, as a sense of safety. And if you are not really wanted to do that, because you're not obligated to do that, by the way, you guys, let's be clear. You're not obligated to support someone who has been through narcissistic abuse. That is actually a privilege, so like I said, if you're supporting somebody that has gone through that, refer them to somebody to get them help. Or if you have the patience to listen to that, or to comfort them and be there with them and uplift them and validate them, that's good. But if not, try your best not to judge them, because that's the worst thing that you can do, especially if they've been through abuse. Because a lot of times they're probably abusing themselves. A lot of times they're probably blocking themselves from a healthy relationship, because all they know is toxicity. All they know is negativity. All they know is chaos, drama, all types of stuff, negativity, and things like that. Indigenous, hey, what's up? And y'all do the mental health check-in. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. But Indigenous, you said, I used to be the same way. Building a wall to keep people out also was a wall to keep. Yes, okay. So I appreciate the honesty. Remember, you guys, this channel is all about honesty. I really resonate with that, because for me, I would want someone to be honest with me. And I'm always, being honest with myself. Even like, what did they say? The truth hurts. To me, I'd rather know the truth than to know a lie, because at the end of the day, when you know the truth, then you can be like, hey, it is what it is. You accept it and then you move on. You get what I'm saying? But if you kind of play around with a lie, that can be more dangerous, because some people believe their lies, unfortunately, and a lie is bound to be exposed. So you don't want to be in that position where when you lie, you weaken yourself. When you tell the truth, that's how you build strength. That's how you build your confidence up, when you're honest. But when you lie, you weaken yourself. So you don't want to make yourself weak by being a liar. Now, I know nobody is a saint now. No one is the same. We have all lied. We have all told white lies. We have all done things that we're not proud of. But each and every single day, you can do something very small to make a difference in your life and to improve yourself and, you know, to help with your recovery, right? Indigenous self-sabotage becomes their life due to, a life of outer sabotage. Yes. Okay, Indigenous, so your mental health is a 7. Okay. Has everything been okay lately, if you don't mind sharing with the family? And anybody else, tell us what's your mental health check-in. Let us know, you guys. We want to know. We care about each other on this channel. Like, I care about my subscribers, the good ones, because I know I got some folks that, you know, that come on here, you know, they be trolling and, you know how that be, y'all. Y'all know how it is. But, you know, for the good ones, you know who you are, the good people that watch me, that really want support, that want to be helped, then, y'all, I care about you all. Not the narcissist that's low-key watching, or any other hater or a weirdo that's watching. We don't care about those people, but y'all know who y'all are. And did you say I'm doing good? Just okay, met a lot of tonight. Okay, I feel that. Okay, I get you. And you know, you will have your days, but Indigenous made a great point, y'all. Like, sometimes self-sabotage is a thing. Because again, if you've been around abuse, you've been around people trying to sabotage you all the time, right? You've been around people that did not have your best interest at heart. You've been around people that were jealous of you, that were envious, that were, you know, competing with you low key. And you're just like, dude, it's not a competition here. Like, no one's competing with anyone. You, like, if anything, if you've been around abuse, you probably didn't know it was abuse until after the fact, or maybe you're just finding out that it's abuse and you're just like, bro, like, I had no clue this was going to, that was me, y'all. I didn't know what I was dealing with. I'm being honest. Like, it took me, it was after I went on contact with my auntie, after I went on contact with the milliner, that's what I knew what I was dealing with. But like, sometimes when you're in it, you don't know what it is, but you know something is not right. You just don't know what it is. You get me? So that was me. And I'm not gonna lie, I did self-sabotage myself. I did. I felt like, like, when you experience abuse, sometimes you tend to blame yourself. You might feel like it was something you did. You feel like it was your fault, you know, and you might blame yourself, right? Don't, like, some of you guys, did you blame yourself? I know that I did. I'm being honest. I blamed myself. I was ashamed. I was really embarrassed. Like, I never wanted to talk about like this type of stuff. Y'all think I want to like come on here and talk about this, but I don't know. It's just something, it happened. And I told myself, like, when I made my first video, because I was like thinking, like, do I really want to make videos about stuff like this? Because I knew that people were going to judge me. And I knew that, but at that point, it really didn't matter, because I was just like, it's not even about me. It's bigger than me. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that I got to that point, because, you know, people will judge you for like the craziest things, and they don't really know you like that. And that's why it's always good to spend time with people, get to know them, talk to them before you judge, because you don't know what people go through behind closed doors. You don't know what people deal with. People, they deal with a lot of stuff you don't know. So, you know, if you're quick to judge somebody, just kind of take a look in the mirror and be like, bro, like, what's going on inside of me? You get me? But yeah, so the self-sabotage happens after you have been with around a narcissist, whether this was a parent, whether this was a romantic partner, maybe this could have been a friend. And you know what's so crazy, you guys? I do got to share this story. Like, that's why, like, for me, I really love God so much. And I think the biggest thing, y'all, God has really just been telling me lately, he's just like, let me be God. Like, because, you know, you can, like, you trust God, you believe God, and, you know, he's your provider. But sometimes, you know, as human beings, we want to be like, oh, like, make it happen. Like, you know, we want to be like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. And I feel like lately, God has been like, Joy, let me be God, and you be Joy. So I feel like God has been, you know, kind of working with me on that. Y'all can let me know. Does anybody in the room have a relationship with God? Y'all tell me. Or do you guys believe in anything else? Like, let me know. But as far as, so I had a dream, you guys. I had a dream about this person that I was actually friends for about 10 years, y'all. I was friends with this person for a long time. and we decided to no longer be friends. And, it was due to, y'all know how things can be. But long story short, we just was not in alignment anymore. Things just it didn't make sense for me. So, and then, I had kind of moved away. This individual moved away, and, and this individual had said some very mean things, and in your mind, it would make you question, like, wait, is this a friend type of thing, And so long story short, we're no longer friends. But recently, you guys, and this is what's crazy, is like, I feel like God lives within me. I definitely know that. Like, I know he's with me like 24/7, which is great. Like, I love knowing that, like, I have God's protection, which is awesome. But sometimes it can be scary because God can show you things in your dreams, and he'll kind of give you a warning of what's to come. And you only get that like when you have a special relationship with God. And I feel like I have that relationship with God. And at first I used to be kind of afraid of it, but then I'm like, okay, well, I mean, God has kind of given me this kind of like this, I don't know how to say it, like this compass, or this way in which I can kind of navigate accordingly, like my intuition. Of course, everybody has intuition, but I don't know. I just feel like I have this really special connection with God, and he'll warn me. So long story short, I had a dream about this person that I was friends with for 10 years, and God was kind of letting me know that that person could potentially try to reappear back into my life. And he basically just shown me that the individual is not a true friend, and that individual was low-key or could be jealous and may have not so good intentions, right? And so I was thinking, well, like, with God, like, so God is, and that's what I love about God, is like, he really does care, and he really does protect the ones that, he deems as his, right? But I do want to let you guys know, God doesn't just love, but God hates too, right? God can, can cause destruction, and God is not nothing to be played with, So, that's something that I had to learn, years ago, and still learning as well. But I just thought I'd share that because, I mean, I think I had this dream maybe about like 1 to 2 days ago. And I was thinking like, and what's funny is the individual popped up on my social media, and I was just like, oh man, like, so that's why I'm just like, he's always, like warning us, like, hey, be careful, stay away from that person, go close to that person, or vice versa. You get me? So it was just really interesting. Indigenous, you said we have to be mindful of what we consume, entertain, think, friendship, relationship, because humans by nature don't adapt to what's unhealthy. It's one of the easiest things to do. Correct. Discernment is real. Work on your understanding with the Creator. He will provide all the clarity moving forward. Yes. Discernment. That's correct. Like, God will give you discernment, you guys. Like, and to me, I feel like it's definitely a pleasure. Like, I mean, for like my relationship with God, I just really love him. Like I said, recently he's just been telling me to like let me be God, and I'm like, okay, God, I'm letting you be God, and I'm gonna just be Joy. You get me? I'm gonna just be your child, God. I ain't trying to be you, God, because God can do things that I can't do, and that's fine, But yeah, I feel like, for me, what helped me to stop blocking healthy friendships and healthy relationships was just understanding that whatever happens is supposed to happen. So if God removes people from your life, or people ghost you, or people disappear, that's for your good. You get me? Like, understand that of course things can happen to you, but remember, God will allow certain stuff to happen, but God has your best interest. Most people, unfortunately, are for self, but God is for you. You get me? So that's what I truly do love about God. And of course, if you have a relationship with God and you've been saying, hey, God, I want to have friends, or I want to have a relationship, or I want to have associates, you can say, hey, God, bring the right people into my life, and he will do that. But you have to ask, and slowly but surely you can begin to see new people appearing. And you can also test it too, and you can say, hey God, if there's anybody in my life that's blocking blessings, that's, you know, low-key a hater, that's low-key jealous, you can be like, God, reveal that person to me, or remove that person out of my life. And then you'll notice you won't hear from a certain person anymore, you won't have contact with that person anymore, and God removed that person, you know. So God is just, he's always looking out, you know. Like, and it's just truly an amazing feeling, like when you can really put your trust in him. Like, I don't, like, for me, it's just, I don't know, I never knew about that, like, you know. So I'm just glad that I do know. And it's just an amazing feeling, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, I feel like if you want to learn how to stop blocking good friendships, is find out maybe why. Like, I feel like for me, what helped was just to understand, like, it's okay to have a healthy relationship. Like, and sometimes it might feel uncomfortable, but that's okay, you know. Like, and just knowing, like, you deserve to be happy. Like, you know, you really have to show yourself love. Like, I know, like, that's so cliche, everybody's saying self-love, self-love, self-care, 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 but it's true, it's very true, you know. And like I said, I have been around good people, so like I said, I was able to witness the difference, and I had to check and be like, dude, like, do I want this experience or do I want this experience, you know? Like, and the people that really were true and genuine, luckily to this day, I'm still friends with them, and we still connect. We may not talk to each other every day, but whenever we do talk, it's just like we picked up where we left off. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like if you have healthy friendships, healthy relationships, those connections will never go away. You know, that, like, that's the beauty of healthiness and genuine and just really authentic, you know. Like, that's what I really appreciate. And Indigenous, she said, is it really blocking good relationships? Maybe it's not knowing how to maintain a healthy relationship because you never had it. Oh, I like that. That's a good point too. I'm glad you mentioned that. So, you know, yeah, I mean, that could be a thing as well. I guess because for me, I'm only saying that I felt like I blocked healthy connections in the past was because I was so used to having negative relationships, and I really didn't feel worthy of a healthy relationship or healthy friendships. I felt like because of the abuse, I always felt like it was something wrong with me. You know, I would feel like, you know, people would pick on me, people would bully me, or they tried to bully me and stuff like that because I was, you know, different. Maybe I wasn't as loud as everybody and stuff like that. And so I felt like, you know, my whole life had to be like how the abuse was. I felt like, you know, that was going to kind of be it. You know, I didn't really realize, because even like when I did have healthy connections or healthy friendships and things like that, and if the person was actually good to me, I would push them away, type of thing, you know? So that's when I say blocking, that's what I mean. Block because you feel like you don't deserve it, or you don't feel worthy, or you don't feel good enough. But it's not that, that's not really the case. It's just because that individual has been through abuse and they never really experienced anything like it. But I love that you said that, Indigenous. And as far as maintaining a healthy relationship, and that's another thing too, because again, like you said, if you've never experienced it, you may not know how to maintain it. And sometimes you can sabotage a healthy relationship because you're just so used to a toxic one. You get me? Exactly, Indigenous. There you go. Yeah. So hopefully that made sense. So, you know, and I'm always, like I said, I'm always being transparent. I always try to explain everything to you guys properly. And so that way it brings you guys clarity, and it can make you think. You know, this is no judgment to anybody in this chat. This is not to make anybody feel bad. This is not to, you know, point the fingers. This is just like, hey, let's talk about it. Is this an issue? Is this a thing, or is it not? Maybe it may not be the case, you know? And whenever we do these videos, I don't want you guys to feel like I'm, you know, pointing somebody out or trying to make people feel bad or, you know, things like that. I just want for us to kind of assess and do things that's going to help us heal. You get me? Because the more we heal, the more happier we can be, the more energy we have, the more productive we can be, the more constructive. Versus when you're in a toxic relationship, I'm pretty sure you guys know how that feels, right? You're more drained, you don't have any energy, you want to sleep all day, maybe you don't want to shower, or it's difficult to get things done. And honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, years ago I felt like I spent a lot of time focusing on negative relationships and toxic relationships and friendships, because again, that's all I knew. But that's okay. That's okay. Again, we're not here to blame ourselves or beat ourselves up. It's just an assessment and say, hey, what can we do better now? How can we, if we meet somebody good, how can we treat that person better? How can we maintain healthy friendships? Can we be more honest with that individual? See if they're open, because the thing is, it has to be a two-way street. You get me? It's not just to put the blame on ourselves, but it's also to look at the other individual. Are they open to having a connection with you? Are they open to being friends with you? Are they open to, connecting? You guys get what I'm saying? Like, it's not just you, it's that other person. It has to be to the tango. And it's not just relationships, that's friendships as well. You get me? So hopefully that made sense. I love Indigenous youths like participating. I appreciate it. Please, you guys, participate, share your thoughts. I love it. Share your comments, share your feedback. I want to know, because again, this is here to help everybody, because I'm telling y'all, I done been through it. And y'all would never, like, the stuff, and I got a lot of videos, because the stuff that I have gone through, you guys, y'all would be like, what? You went through that? Yes, I did. And I'm just glad that God doesn't allow me to look like what I've gone through, because I have more stuff that I do want to share with you guys, but I don't want to make this video too long. But I just want to reassure you guys, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Just take it a day by day. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to mess up. But, are you going to learn from it the next time? Indigenous, I just experienced this with a woman. Our friendship went south. I was trying to help her heal, and maybe she's not used to men in her life being there in that space. Okay. And see, look, that's why I said sometimes when people watch, let's say, some people that watch me haven't even experienced abuse, right? And that's okay too. You might be watching me and you're like, hey, I'm trying to support a friend. Like, I haven't been through abuse. You could be like, Joy, like, I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but I'm just here to help my friend because, I'm trying to help her through this relationship, or, I'm trying to help her through this friendship, or vice versa. If you're a guy watching this, and that's good, and like I said, it's good. Sorry, y'all. It's a web out here. It's good. Like I said, if you are patient enough to be a good friend to your friend, that's great. That's awesome. I love that for you. Listen to them, be honest. Again, tell them like, hey, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just telling you because I care about you. I love you. You get what I'm saying? And be honest. Like, don't be a hater. You get what I'm saying? Don't be one of those friends that you secretly jealous, you secretly envious, or you try to like sabotage relationships and things like that. Don't be that type of person, because remember, karma is a bee and it always comes back tenfold. You get me? So be a genuine person. You get me? Be a good person, because remember, that comes back to you too. You see what I'm saying? So, and Deji, you should say, I'm not toxic enough. Yeah, you don't. And here's the thing, I have other people that tell me, again, people watch me that support people that have been through abuse, right? And let's say your friend is telling you like, oh my God, like I'm dealing with this relationship, or, oh, I have this other friend, and it's toxic, they know it's toxic, but they still want to stay because maybe that's all they know. Maybe the sex is good. They don't want to be with no one else. They don't want to start over, and stuff like that. So you can only do what you can do. At the end of the day, you can only support them, hear them out. But if it gets to the point where it's too draining, then like I said, you have to be the person and tell them like, hey, I'm not trying to be mean, but it might be a good idea if you, maybe you can go to counseling, or maybe you can go to coaching or something that gets you some real help. Now, a lot of times, a lot of the friends, some of them just want to vent. Some of them really don't even really want help like that. So you got to remember that too. So make sure you understand, some people just want to be heard. Some people just maybe want attention, and some people just want someone to listen to them. And I get that too. So just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? And just you have the right to say no. Like if you don't want to hear that, whatever they're talking about, you have the right to say, oh, let me just cut this short, and kind of, you get what I'm saying? Because sometimes that can drain you, And so you just have to have boundaries, whether you are supporting someone dealing with narcissistic abuse, or you're supporting one dealing with a toxic relationship, a toxic friendship. You have the right to do that. You get what I'm saying? I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, like I have to hear this again. Because at a certain point, you have to just be like, some people are okay with toxicity, and that's fine too. Because look, y'all, like, I'm not here to judge anybody. If you want to live a toxic life, that's you. I'm not here to judge. That's what I'm telling you guys. I'm not here to judge. I'm only here to help victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So anything outside of that, do you. Whatever makes you happy at the end of the day. You get me? So that's what it's really about. And Indigenous, you said, and it's draining. I was literally feeling tired. Yeah, and it happens. And you can tell your friend, this is draining. Don't feel bad about it. There's nothing wrong with being honest. I mean, you can only deal with what you can deal with here or out. But if let's say, and you're offering that individual advice, you're like, hey sis, like, I think you should do this. Also be somebody talking about their parents too. You get what I'm saying? And that's why, like I said, it's good to have an outlet for that type of stuff, because everybody deserves to be heard. Everybody deserves to be listened to. Everybody deserves to be paid attention to. You get what I'm saying? So just pick your battles. That's all you can do. You have to pick your battles, The healthy relationships are mutual. Yes, they are. And now I am really loving the thought of healthy relationships. And even if it's not healthy in the beginning, let's say you're working on getting it healthy, that's fine too. Because sometimes, let's say, you are connecting with someone and they've been through abuse, you've been through abuse, or let's say you haven't been through abuse and the person that you're dealing with has been through abuse. Be patient if you see that they actually want to do something, because again, remember, you have some people that just be talking. And this helped you all. Make sure that you do give this video a like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one, because the dog is barking. All right, bye y'all. Love you.